So I'd heard that Eminem credited you with one of his big influences as well.
Yeah, I think Eminem, he gave me a shout a couple of times.
Hmm. Have you guys ever met?
Never met him, never met the guy. I think highly of him lyrically, you know what I'm saying? He's a lyrical beast, you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
always gave him props, you know what I mean? Like, yo, that kid is a gunner.
I mean, being one of the main influences of Nas and Eminem, I mean, that's quite an accomplishment right then and there.
Oh yeah. It definitely let me know what I didn't do nothing in vain.
No,
Definitely
definitely
lets me
not.
know that.
Definitely not. Now, were you and Biggie close?
I had never met Biggie.
You never met Biggie.
Never met Biggie.
Okay. Because I know that you had mentioned at one point that, when Biggie went back to LA, when he ended up getting killed, you felt that was really a bad move on Biggie's part.
I do. I do. I mean, I still feel that way. Like, I feel that way about not more so blaming Biggie, but the people that was in charge of Biggie's movements back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know why he would even have had him in LA during that time. You know what I mean? I mean, that was, to me, if you ask me, that was really careless and irresponsible. And how could you make a mistake like that? It's like you putting dude in the right in the volcano pit as far as heat concerned.
Right. And you know what's interesting is that I think was it on the Juan Epstein podcast?
Right.
You laid out your top 10 rappers of all time. And that was, Kool G Rap, of course,
That's
Big
right.
Daddy Kane, Rakim,
Yep.
KRS-One,
Yep.
Eminem, Ice Cube, Scarface,
Scarface, Nas,
Jay-Z,
Jay-Z.
Nas, and Big Pun.
Right.
Biggie and Tupac are not on the list.
Because I was mainly at the time trying to focus on not I wasn't trying to take nothing away from Biggie and Pac because those are like two of the most phenomenal artists in hip hop history, period. But I was trying to think about the cast that really moved me in the lyrical way. Lyrically.
Okay, so I understand the Tupac, omission, right? Because you could argue that Tupac was a very passionate rapper, but not the most lyrical rapper. I
Right.
get that. And I would agree to a certain extent to that. But Biggie, I don't quite get.
And you know what?
Because Biggie was a wordsmith. You know what I'm saying?
He definitely was. And you know what? After I did that thing with the Juan Epstein thing, like a couple of times I rethought it. Like, yo, see, I'm thinking. At the time I'm doing the interview, I'm thinking of like a lyrics of fury type of thing, a men at work type of thing. Like all lyrics, all metaphors, and to me, Biggie, Biggie was in a different time as well. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't in the he wasn't branching off the Rock the Bells era or Tila Rock, It's Yours, and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I rethought about this decision, and Biggie was more lyrical than I gave him credit for, and I retract not putting Biggie in that list of being lyrical. You know what I'm saying?
So if you're putting Biggie back in this top 10 list, who's going to drop off this list?
Wow.
Jay-Z?
Definitely not Jay-Z.
Ice
Definitely
Cube?
couldn't drop Jay-Z off.
I would, Ice Cube. Ice Cube is a lyricist. I mean, Ice Cube was ridiculous.
Yeah,
Motherfuckers
exactly.
I slaughter, blow them out the water, word to me, fuck the father. My rhyme is deadly as a pin in a hand grenade. Like, he had like a lyrics of fury kind of
Exactly.
moment a bunch of times.
Exactly. And,
I
and we
mean,
know Pun was lyrical.
Pun was definitely lyrical.
Lyrical.
Scarface?
Scarface was lyrical too. Like early Scarface, Ghetto Boys. I sit alone in my four-corner room staring at candles. You know what I mean?
All right, so if you put Biggie back in the list, who would you take out?
I don't think I could take nobody out. I think I would
Okay.
just have to put Biggie in there.
It
You
would
know
just
what I
be 11
mean?
then.
Huh?
It would just be your top 11 list then.
Exactly. It's like trying to narrow it down to one best rapper. It's like almost impossible to do that. Like, how can you pick one best rapper of all time? When you consider in different eras and all that, like somebody could easily say, yo, that's Melly Mel all day. You know what I mean? Going
Right.
according to
Well,
their era.
a lot of people put Tupac in that category because I feel Tupac sort of had a Bob Marley thing in terms of being bigger than music. Not even bigger than rap, bigger than music. He
Exactly.
had the social message and the impact that resonated around the world that no other rapper on that list had, just because they didn't approach it from a Black Panther kind of point of view.
And I agree with that 100%. Yeah. Pac was more than just an artist. Pac was a statement of the times. Pac was a stance. I mean, so many different things that Pac represented. He's beyond just being lyrical. Um, like you said, he's Bob Marley. He's Marvin Gaye. He's like this figure of the time that he rose up in hip hop. He's like this face of a struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pop became the face of a struggle. That's
Now,
that's
last
like the
time we did
dude
an
from
interview, we talked
Mexico,
about how
Che.
you and Pac went out during the LA riots
Right.
and did y'all thing. How close was your relationship with Pac outside of that?
I mean, I didn't have a real close relationship with Pac. I just had met him that specific night. We happened to be in the same studio at the same time, and my boy Sir Jinx introduced us, and for some reason I don't know why we ended up hanging out together, but Pac was just hanging with me, Jinx, and my boy Gooch, and we all rode out together. I'm sure Pac got to the studio a different method, but he ended up riding back out with us, and by the time we left the studio, the studio was outside of the hood. I don't remember exactly where the hell it was at out there in Cali, but we were somewhere else. And then, but by the time we got back around like Hollywood Boulevard and all that Sunset, yo, it was just pandemonium. It
Yeah.
was nuts. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what happened when you first met Big Pun?
Oh, Pun got down on one knee, grabbed my hand and kissed the ring and all that. And I mean, I was blown away by that because he definitely, Pun even back then, Pun came across like a real cat. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it just blew me away. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that's how you know, a man is completely confident within himself.
So Big Pun got down on one knee, grabbed your hand, and kissed your ring.
He felt that deep about G Rap. Yeah, he
Literally,
really did.
not hypothetically, not in essence. He literally
Nah,
grabbed your
nah,
hand and put his
yeah,
mouth on your ring. Like,
literally. He was a straight goon. Pun was a
right.
straight wild goon.
Oh yeah, no, Pun was the wildest. I
Absolutely.
interviewed most of Terror Squad, and they told me some retarded stories about Pun.
Exactly.
Now, and I never really thought about it before now, but Pun's flow and the multi-syllable kind of machine gun flow without a pause is really a G-Rap flow.
Yeah, absolutely. But Pun never Pun put it out there like it was a G Rap flow. Like he was heavily influenced by G Rap. Pun let it be known. At the same time, he brought his own flavor.
Oh,
And-
100%.
And at the same
Right,
time,
because
there's
he
certain
just
things he took
Yeah.
to another level. You know what I'm saying?
He did.
Like
No, he did. He took
Yeah.
what you did and, you know, kind of put his own spin on it and kind of
Enhanced it.
enhanced it in a way. I mean, I didn't want to say that, but since you said it, then yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
because he enhanced it at certain times. You know, I'm not saying like overall, like he just took the style and just took it from a 7 to a 15 or something. You know what I mean? But at certain times, he did bring it back enhanced.
because I remember on Twins, the deep cover song that he did with Fat Joe, when he was like, "Dead in the middle of Little Italy, little do we know that we riddled two middlemen who didn't do diddly."
Exactly.
That is so Kool G Rap like.
Kool G Rap but
Like I could totally hear you. Like, could you do that verse?
I mean, I don't know the verse to do it like that.
Dead in the middle of Little Italy, little did we know that we riddled two middlemen who didn't do diddly. That is such a G Rap.
That's something.
verse.
Yeah, that's something I would have did, but G Rap happened not to do that one. Pun did that, and it was great. It was magnificent. It was out of this world. It was enhanced. It was G Rapish, but it was enhanced. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't totally blow G Rap. No, anything I ever did out the water like that's like completely like yo get up. But nah, it was enhanced.
Yeah,
It was next level.
It was next level, and it was one of Pun's greatest verses.